Hello, my name is Troy Donovan, and this presentation is for the ISM 6136 data mining course. I'd like to begin this presentation by describing my dataset that I got from the UCI data repository. My dataset is from the 1987 National Indonesia Contraceptive Prevalence Survey. Women surveyed in this did not know whether or not they were pregnant. The goal of this survey was to determine whether we can predict if women use no contraceptive methods, long-term contraceptive methods, or short-term contraceptive methods. Without further ado, I will begin our WCA presentation. As you can see, I've already imported our data into WCA. This came from a CSV file that had all numeric information that I needed to convert to nominal information. So we'll go ahead and do that through this filter, numeric to nominal. And now you can see our data down here in nice pretty colors. Here's our contraceptive method used class, with 0 being no contraceptive method used, or 1 with long contraceptive use, and 2 with short-term contraceptive use. Initially looking at this data, it seems to me that a lot of this is evenly distributed across all these attributes, so we may not be able to determine whether any attribute significantly contributes to contraceptive method. But without further ado, we'll go ahead and begin our decision tree test. Excuse me. So in the beginning, we'll use our default factors here with a confidence factor of 0.25 and 2 is our minimum number of objects per leaf. So we'll go to our percentage split and we'll start with 50. And as you can see, we have 205 leaves here, which is a very high amount of leaves. We correctly classified about 50.27% of instances. And we have our confusion matrix down here where we correctly classified 204 instances as A, but incorrectly classified a little over half of that. So I'll run this test for the 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, 90-10, and also the training set. So I've gone ahead and completed all these tests. And as you can see, we seem to be hovering around the 50% mark with the exception of the training set. The training set's about 62.66. So next I wanted to go ahead and run this for the 0.05 confidence factor, hoping that this will help prune our tree. And as you can see, it did. We went from 205 to 24, but we're still hovering about the 50% correctly classified instances. So I will go ahead and run this scenario for all of our various splits as well. So I've gone ahead and finished all these tests, and as you can see here, we are still hovering around the 50% mark. So what I wanted to do next was to increase the minimum number of objects per leaf to see if this affects the data set at all, or the model really, to see if we can increase our correctly classified instances percentage. So I'll take this back down to our default 0.25 and increase this to 6. And I'll run all of our tests. So our number of leaves did increase, which was expected, but our correctly classified instances percentage is still hovering around 50. But just to be safe, I'll go ahead and run these tests as well. So I finished running these tests with the minimum number of objects being 6, and we're still hovering around 50% correctly identified instances. I will go ahead and run this test with minimum objects of 6 along with a confidence factor of 0.05, and I will display the results shortly. So here we have our results here. We are still hovering around the 50% mark, which to me says that we can't say any attributes really contribute to whether females use no contraceptive method long-term or short-term. Going to the visualization tab, the only positive correlation that I saw was with the number of children in the wife's age, which makes sense to me as it takes time to have children and you get older as you have more children. So the conclusion I've come to is that none of these attributes can contribute to what kind of contraceptive method a woman may use. Thank you.